Alrighty. Those were all the stories that we needed to cover and go over for today. So let's keep on going on with our NFL win total prop bets that Vegas has set. We've done 7 teams so far. We see what the line for the wins is. Then we go into these team schedules and see if we can find those number of wins. Are they winnable games on the schedule that we can imagine and kind of give kind of a 60% believability that they will win the game? That's kind of what we're looking for, like a 60%, 65%. We want something a little bit more than 50%, something that we can kind of sink our teeth into, that this team will beat their opposing team when we're looking at win totals. So we left off, the last team that we did was the Bears, so let's continue on here with the Cleveland Browns. And man, oh man, this win total is big. This is the second biggest win total that we've seen. So maybe their schedule is a little bit easy. And this is good for this team because we're expecting some big things here in kind of the year 2 with the overall personnel of this team. So here we go. The Cleveland Browns win total line is 10.5. Over 10.5 wins is -110. Under 10.5 wins is -110 as well. So there's no favorite here. We've got the half a game hook right on us. So we're really gonna have to make our decision. But let's go into this Cleveland Browns schedule and see how many games we can expect this Cleveland Browns team to win this season. We are loving the Browns this year. We think Kevin Stefanski absolutely knows how to call plays and call the offense for Baker Mayfield to have success. We just saw the Browns had absolutely fantastic success last season, and we truly think it's going to carry over this year. So we're looking forward to this Browns team. Alrighty, here we go. Week 1. Sheesh. Oh, man, they did this Browns team dirty. Week 1, they got to face the Chiefs in Kansas City. Damn. I like the Browns. I can't give them a win week 1 coming out with the Chiefs. I'm sorry. I think it could be competitive, but I can't give the Browns a win there. All right, week number 2 against the Texans. Yeah, absolutely. That's a winnable game, no doubt. I know we just talked about Tyrod Taylor and we praised them, but overall, we don't like this team, the defense, anything like that. So, got to go with the Browns there. Then they go and face Chicago, and that's going to be a real good game as well. They are at home against the Bears, and pretty much I'm assuming Andy Dalton's most likely going to be playing this game. I think we kind of marked it at week 5. We would kind of see Justin Fields come in. So I'm giving the Browns here. If it's the Browns versus Andy Dalton, it's the Browns all day. And if it's the Browns versus Justin Fields, I like Justin Fields, but it might be the Browns too. So I don't know if quarterback's going to matter here. I don't like this Chicago team overall. The defense is going to have to get it done, and we'll see how good this defense is. But a lot of pressure on this team overall, but I love what the Browns are doing. So I'm going to give the Browns the win over the Bears. Then they go and face the Vikings. And once again, I'm just not loving the Vikings here. We'll see what the defense is looking like. We'll see if Kirk Cousins can just be solid throughout the entire year and win the big games and be serviceable and all that. But I'm going to give them a win against the Vikings as well. They are in Minneapolis, so it's going to be a tight, close game since it's on the road. But I like Baker Mayfield, and I love the way this offense is rolling. I got to go with the Browns. Now we get a game against the Chargers and another really good, solid, winnable game here. Another good, solid, winnable game here against the Chargers. Once again, the Chargers have a good team overall, a solid defense. We love Justin Herbert. We'll see how he does year 2. But I like the Browns here, folks. They are in California, a road game, going to be tough. Man, these are good kind of middle of the pack teams. That they have to face the Bears, the Vikings, the Chargers, then they get the Cardinals and the Broncos and the Steelers. Geez, I mean, this is a nice, tough little 5-game stretch right here. But I'm going to give them a win against the Chargers as well. Another solid, winnable game that the defense is really going to have to kind of get it done, and Baker Mayfield just be that above-average game manager like we know he can be. I'm going to give them a win against the Chargers. Then they face the Cardinals, and once again, another tough. I mean, folks, this 5-week stretch is tough. Is it more than 5? Is it 6? It's 6. Bears, Vikings, Chargers, Cardinals, Broncos, Steelers. This is a tough 6-game stretch. So I think I'm just going to kind of give it an overall value of 4-2. I don't know which teams they're going to be in which weeks, but after facing 6 good, solid opponents, I think they may slip up on 2 of them, unfortunately. So I'm going to give them 6-2 or 4-2 out of this 6-game stretch. So we've got the win against the Texans, and then 4 more games. So we're at 5 wins after the Steelers. Y'all follow that? So from the Bears, the Vikings, the Chargers, the Cardinals, the Broncos, the Steelers, facing them back to back to back to back to back to back, they go 4-2 during that stretch. Maybe lose against the Steelers, maybe lose against the Cardinals, but if they beat one of those, maybe they slip up against the Vikings or the Chargers early. I meant to say the Cardinals the first time. So we got 5 wins heading into Cincinnati, and they will sweep the Bengals, no problem. That is the easiest opponent there in their division that they can sweep, no worries. So they beat the Bengals. Then they go and face the Patriots. I'm going to believe in this Browns team. I don't know what I'm going to get from this Patriots team. Offensively, we'll see what Mac Jones can do against kind of the starters defensively and not having A1, Tier 1 weapons all over the place in college. I mean, he's got Tier 2s here through the wide receivers and the tight ends, but we'll see how he can handle up. And I don't know, is this Patriots defense going to be good? Stephon Gilmore is going to be missing some time. That's not the greatest, so I'm going to give him a win against the Patriots. Then they go and face the Lions. That's a real easy win right there. We're already at 8 wins. Then they face the Ravens, and I'm probably going to have them split against the Ravens. So their first game against the Ravens is in Baltimore. They lose that game. It's a Sunday night football game. They lose it. Then they go on the bye. Then they face the Ravens. I'm going to give them a win there against the Ravens. And then they face the Raiders. That's going to be a real good, solid game right here. They're in Cleveland, so I'm going to give them a win, especially with the Raiders at the end of the season where they usually flounder a little bit the last 2 seasons. So I'm going to give the Browns a win there. Then they face the Packers. Then they face the Steelers. Monday night, I'm going to say they lose against the Packers. Then they face the Steelers. They are in Pittsburgh for this game. Monday night football game at the end of the season. Going to be an absolute great one. We'll have them split against the Steelers, but we kind of looped that Steelers game into the kind of 4 out of the 6. So, ugh. So let's just kind of keep this as a loss here because this one is on the road. And then the last game of the season is against the Bengals, and we'll count that against with the win because we do have them sweeping the Bengals. So we do have 11 wins so far. We found 11 wins for this Browns team, so I think we can bet the over 10.5 wins because we already kind of factored in 2 losses that could definitely potentially be wins. We're kind of, cushioning this Browns schedule just a little bit. So we found 11 wins, easy, with factoring in the splits against kind of the Steelers and the Ravens and that kind of 2-game buffer over a definite winnable. I mean, those are solid 6 winnable games. I mean, it's not like the Browns are overmatched. They're kind of better or right at the same level as those 6 teams. The Bears, the Vikings, the Chargers, the Cardinals, the Broncos, the Steelers. They're right at the same level of all those talent, if not above. We just factored in 2 games because, usually teams don't win every game. You know what we're saying? So I think we're going to go with the over here. I'm going to believe in the over. Over 10.5. I'm seeing 11. I can definitely see 12. I'm going to say the over for the Browns.